Titans Out here, back to do another video review. I seem to be doing a lot of Star Wars reviews lately. Well, namely I've got a lot of Star Wars stuff sitting around me, so what can I do? I promise to try to get a few more Transformer reviews up later, but for right now, before the new year, before the year goes to an end, yes, I am trying to get this up before midnight, so it'll be my last review of 2015. Star Wars, Lego Star Wars buildable figures, Jango Fett. I was ecstatic to find out that Jango Fett was getting a buildable figure. Though I was a little disappointed so far as we know, his son isn't getting a figure built in a similar fashion, which is a little disappointing to hear about. Namely because I think both of these deserve to have the same type of figure. Now, as I said in my Darth Vader and my General Grievous reviews, I really do not like doing these kind of reviews on these kind of figures, because if I've had them for too long, I start to try to modify them and fix some flaws. In this case, most of the modification is on the back and not the front, so yeah. But this figure is pretty cool. I do like the idea that they gave you the parts to holster his guns. That's nice. I enjoy that. He does what I can only assume is either supposed to be his dart launcher or a missile launcher on his wrist-mounted missile launcher. It's like, because I'm pretty sure this arm is supposed to have the flamethrower. But yes. As for the most part, the front is fine. There are very few, if no, flaws that need to be addressed. Most of it was on the back. Namely, the jetpack, and the back itself. The original model came with I think a regular, this sized piece, but in silver. I didn't like that, so I just went ahead and replaced the entire thing with a original Monsters or buildable figure torso print used in Hero Factory 2.0 as the back, because I think it looked a little bit better. And I changed up the rocket launcher, I removed pretty much the missile launching gimmick from the jetpack. Originally, it had a little plunger gimmick that you would use to fire a friction flick fire missile. I didn't like that at all, so I completely stripped it out and redid the entire missile on the top, as I found, or the rocket on the top, as I found it just to be a little too short, I guess is the best word. I have considered maybe shortening it back down, but at this current moment, I kind of like it like that. With that said, the only thing that I truly found vexing right out of the box, that wasn't due to just the limitations of the figure itself and the parts they had to use, was the way they've done the jetpack's nozzles. These little bits right here. Now, I went back and checked. Both Jango and Boba Fett's jetpacks do not use nozzles like these. I think the Mandalorians from Star Wars Clone Wars maybe had used something similar, but most of them used nozzles that would have looked like this. Yes, that kind of like that. This is a part from my first Lego set I can remember getting as I think a Christmas gift years ago. Yeah, I still have 2 of these. These things are ancient, and I actually use them to replace these parts when I normally have them out. Because while having a more closed nozzle would give you more thrust, I would have rather they tried to make it so it looked a little bit more like the original trilogy, and I tried for the life of me to use the parts given to you to try to recreate that, but it just can't be done. So I just end up taking those pieces off and replacing them with the black nozzle with the black open nozzles instead, as I think it just looks a little bit more screen accurate. It's just me. He can hold his guns, which again, I do like the fact that you can holster the guns. That is an awesome feature. I didn't think they would pull that off, but they did. That is a pretty cool feature. Although it does leave you, because of the part, leaves you with some pretty exposed legs in the back. But still, I think it's a pretty cool figure. Now, the only other thing I add, and I add this just because I liked this feature in his armor, is I use a little minifig Jedi light black lightsaber handle and one of those nozzle pieces, a different nozzle piece. I think it was a spare that came with the set, and one of those little clip pieces like on the other side. And so I kind of use it to make his flamethrower. Now I may have the arms backwards, but I'm pretty sure this arm's supposed to have the flamethrower. This arm's supposed to have the wrist-mounted little rocket launcher. Again, I may be wrong. Who knows? But still, I think this is a great figure, and I know the second wave that's supposed to be coming out in the winter of 2016, they're coming out now, but they're coming out in the winter of 2016, are all based on the new movie. I hope the next wave that's coming out will be based on more original trilogy characters. Particularly Boba Fett. I would love to have these two, have this one and the Boba Fett figure sitting on my shelf next to each other, just looking absolutely awesome. But yeah, other than that, I think it's a pretty cool figure. He's not the best out of the first wave. Him and the Clone Trooper Cody, Clone Trooper Commander Cody, are the cheapest sets to buy, and they're the simplest, and obviously they probably have the most exposed parts out of the bunch. But if you are a fan and maybe like messing around with Technics and Legos, I say give it a whirl. You might find a way to improve the set. I do like it. I hope, again, like they said, they make a Boba Fett figure. Dude, I really want a Boba Fett figure to sit next to this guy on the shelf, because I think this is awesome. And this is, next to the Grievous and the Darth Vader, probably going to be one of the few that I do not disassemble later. So until next time, this is Titan's Ed saying I'll see ya when I see ya.